Bombshell, where have you been? I know. I took some much needed time away because I knew if I was to keep coming on here, it was going to get very heated very quick. Um, Thank God we live in a country where we all have our own different views and we're free to express those views, even if some disagree, even if some agree. It is what it is. And I'm not going to say anything political tonight, which is a very hard pill for me to swallow. But I have been suffering myself with an illness for the past 7 days. I don't always share all those details with you. It's part of the fun of having polycystic ovarian syndrome. And all I can say is I've survived and I'm doing better. So thank God for that. Today, we'll talk about today, and then I'm going to do a book review, and that's all I'm doing tonight. So that's where I'm going with this. As most of you have probably driven by and seen, the car that was parked out there, which was my cousin Amber's car technically, but cousin Penny was driving in it, and then that one day that we had a family emergency and she was the first one on the scene, then the car decided to clonk out, which was not good. But needless to say, long story short, it has been towed away. It is now being worked on, so cousin Penny will have a car, which is great. Back to cousin Penny and Amber, who stopped by today, which was great to see them both. Cousin Penny brought in 4 cans of chicken and stars soup, which we all know you can't find that at County Market right now, and it's been that way for quite some time. But Walmart carries it, and she was able to get me 4 cans, and I'm very grateful for that. I love that chicken and noodles. There's chicken and stars, not noodles, chicken and stars soup. The stars are skinnier, thinner, there's not much noodle to it, and there's lots of broth. Oh, it's to die for. Anyway, long story short, went to Dollar Tree today and had a great experience there on my day off. See this here? It's called Excedrin Tension Headache. It's my best friend. They make a generic, and it's sold at the Dollar Tree for a whole $1. And apparently that word has gotten out because I walked in there today, and on the shelf was, well, I was looking, I'm like, I don't see any. I'm starting to panic, thinking I'm going to have to pay $9 for one bottle of 24 pills. Well, I guess it's really $6 or $7 at Walgreens. Anyway, I'm like, ain't happening. So I'm looking around and I'm doing the sleuth thing, making sure that there's nothing hidden behind or anything, The girl comes back and she's literally putting it back on the shelf. And I'm like, oh my land, you're a saint. And she looks at me like I've lost my mind, obviously. And I said, I'm so sorry. It's just the week I've had, the health I've had, I need that medication. She's like, well, I was just going to put it back on the shelf. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. Put it in my cart. So I was so grateful, and I have now got enough to carry me through. That is right. I have got plenty of tension headache rocking. Anyway, then I also got a new arrangement for the bathroom, which is from Memorial Day and the 4th of July, red, white, and blue. So showing our patriotism, if you will. And in the bathroom of all places. Anyway, got that all taken care of. And got Grandpa a couple word find books. He's into this word find thing lately. I don't know, but if it keeps him busy, keeps him happy, works for me. Anyway, not really any other news to share with you, except for I feel like Cinderella right now because I've done laundry, vacuuming, dishes, and it's just been a non-stop circle. In fact, I've got to go do some more laundry. But the good news, wait for it, I'm doing a small workout tonight. I've had 7 days of being under the weather where I felt like I had this extremely bad headache and my head wanted to pop, but it wouldn't. And just some other symptoms of just being under the weather that, thank God, I got through it. Okay? Knock on wood. And tonight I'm doing the book review with you. And what's amazing about this book, I started reading it, and you know me, if I read it in the first 50 pages, it doesn't grab me, I usually put it to the side. But I was like, there's a cowboy on the front of this book. There's a purpose that I'm reading this book. And I am so glad that I continued reading this book, because when you see how many points I have to share with you, you're going to be going, what in the world? But I called Harlequin today. I'll share this with you. I'm a member of their reader service, okay? I started that back up about, well, last month, because I was getting sick and tired of not being able to go into Goodwill. Okay, here's a little bit of that cabin fever for y'all that you're experiencing. I was tired of not being able to go to my favorite store and get my books and having to go to these stores. And I had gotten a DVD where I got some coupons from purchasing just a Harlequin DVD. And I kid you not, had the worst time trying to use those coupons. In fact, I still have 2 coupons to use before the end of June. So, I was like, I might as well call Harlequin and start up my book club again, where you get 4 books and a free gift. I sent in the thing for the free books, which was pretty awesome. And the free books, I got 2 of each kind, which there was the romance series and the love inspired series. Well, the romance series, which I'm reading one now called The Billionaire's Island Bride. I'm having a really tough time with these romance books. Maybe it's because romance has been so hard on me. But I'm like going, if you're rich enough to own an island and be so self-centered that you're mad that some chick owns the other side of the island, is this really realistic? No. So I called Harlequin today and I said, look, I know I've already called once and I've already complained once. Please work with me on this. And thank God they did. I said, I do love the cowboys. And if you have any Westerns, she goes, do we ever? We have Western at heart. I said, well, until they open our local Goodwill store. And I know I've got the first payment in the mail already for the first set of books that I got, which was the romance books. I roll, because it's just not realistic romance. And maybe I'm becoming too jaded at knowing what realistic romance is, because it's like, I'm having a hard time with that word, romance. I think that it's for the lucky, the pretty, and the size zeros that get to fall in love and have happily ever afters. But anyway, long story short, they're going to cut off the romance books and put in the Western romance. And she goes, maybe it'll help you stop being so cynical. I roll. I said, well, we'll just have to wait and see. And she goes, how's the love inspired, which gives a Bible verse and then the story? I said, funny you should ask. I've finished one of those books out of the 4. And I'm only doing 1 book review. She goes, oh, is it going to get a good book review? I said, I'm going to tell you what I would tell my YouTube viewers. You have to watch to see. But I've already told you I'm doing a book review, so that tells you it's going to get a fair rating. And an equal rating, right down the middle. Hold no bars. Anyway, stay tuned. Book review is next. That's all I'm saying tonight. I know, amazing. I'm having to censor myself very harshly. But it's probably for the best. You're going to get a book review next. And then I am getting a small workout in tonight, come hell or high water.